no, the travel thing you said is very much needed, and I'm very surprised. I don't want to be like the person that says, "Yo, you need to spend money on that shit," but if you can, as a human being, especially Americans, like go somewhere or see a little bit.
The thing with
Black
Americans is
Americans, I would like to for them to visit an African country at least.
the thing with Americans is that their country is incredibly big. And it's big geographically, it's big demographically, it's big bureaucrat, it's big in every aspect. So, and then they're not as rich as people think they are. The average American doesn't have as much money as people think they do. So it's expensive.
Yeah.
And
I've seen that on.
Like, if you want to see different cultures in Europe, you can just drive around. Literally, you can just drive around. In America, you can't even you can't even drive around just America. That's not even possible. It's too big.
Even if you go to Canada or Mexico, that's not too far from them. If you go Mexico across the border, that's probably pretty close. You need to go deeper to get really different culture. Canada is exactly the same. Or you need to have like a flight that is a couple thousand or
and then they need
$100.
passports, right? We can just you can just drive around Europe. They need a passport to go to South America or Europe or all.
Yeah.
So it's not that easy. I think I read a statistic a while ago. I don't know if it's still true, but most Americans never leave their state or have never left their state, or a significant proportion at least have never left even their state. Like, even leaving your state is a big deal.
Which is insane to me. I cannot imagine never leaving the Netherlands. Or never, I don't, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it could happen. It makes sense. Like, that shit is too big. Hey, maybe controversial to say, but I've always felt like that shit should have been multiple countries, not one big ass.
There's a lot of them who think that too. And after this election, it might happen.
All right, let's get into that. Before we do, we are the Three Angry Men. I'm Jeffrey.
Oliver.
Danke is out on personal business. He will be back at some point. For now, we're going to have the next couple episodes by ourselves, most likely.
Yep.
Which is all right.
It's good. He'll be back.
We have done this multiple times, so he'll be back. Remember, it's 3. The name says 3. So Dunk is always here, but he's out for a while. Yes, the debate. The
debate.
The politics shit. We talked about them two, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, last time a little bit. And then we were talking about how they look together. Like how they are so different and what that difference is exactly and how that affects them. And then I forgot. I did not know that there was a debate coming.
I knew. I was ready.
And then the debate came. And then they actually stood next to each other.
Apparently meeting for the first time. I didn't get that. They said they were meeting for the first time in real life, which I somehow feel like that can't be true.
I don't think that cannot be true.
The moderator himself says meeting for the first time in person, but he says that during the announcement.
That is sick.
But I just didn't even. I was like, how can that even be true? She's the vice president. He's the former president. She was a senator when he was president, I think. Yeah, she said that. Yeah, she was a senator. How is that the first? But anyways.
Remember that he did not do a transfer of power.
She was a senator when he was president. How did they never meet, ever?
This man should never be allowed near any formal government thing. I keep saying this. I don't know why you and others think that he is fine.
Don't put that on. Don't put me on some pro-Trump shit. I'm not on some pro-Trump shit.
No, you said he's a fine person to be in charge of shit.
That's not what I said.
He's all right.
You see my issue with you. No, you see my issue with you. I didn't say that. You fucking putting words in my mouth.
That's what you said.
You said he's a fine person. No, I said I don't think he's I think he's better than Biden.
No.
Bruh. The last man was senile. What are you fucking talking about?
This man is an actual danger.
Oh, I'm tired of you. Okay.
But they stood next to each other for the first time. I like how this thing started. They walk in. Trump walks to his thing.
Yep. I saw
Kamala
it too.
walks to her thing, and they normally meet in the middle and shake each other's hand. He doesn't come. She goes to him, says, "Hey."
The handshake was a big deal.
The handshake, but also introducing herself. I'm Kamala Harris, by the way.
Yeah. Not enough people are talking about that, because that's when I knew that this was going to be a long night for my guy. When that happened, I said, "Oh, you about to have a long night." She's asserting dominance, right?
Yeah, she
walked up. So they both walk up to the stage when they're announced. Like you said, normally they're supposed to meet and greet. Biden and Trump didn't do that, right? They didn't do that in the previous one. Yeah,
Okay,
they said
missed
they
that.
didn't do that in the previous one. So already, but that's already, with the current political climate, that's becoming more and more of a thing. All right, there's real contention. What happens is he comes up to his side. You could tell he didn't expect it. She walks up all the way to his side of the stage
Next to him.
and puts her hand out and shakes his hand and says, Kamala Harris.
And he takes it.
Yeah.
And after that,
That's an assertion of dominance. For those of you who don't know that type of shit, and that to me, I look at that and I go, to me, what that said is that she's also better prepared because someone planned that.
Yeah.
Someone said that's what you're going to do. You're going to walk up.
Yeah.
These things, the level of detail that these things are planned out in, that's why I don't see a lot of people talking about, is insane. There's a team of people who prepared her for this thing. Like, this is not, she can just walk up there and start freestyling. That's not what happened.
And you notice that she prepared in all her answers. The way she answered these things, the way she basically dragged him into different kind of topics and shit. You're completely right. She was very, very prepared for this.
So did you watch the whole thing?
No, I did not watch the whole thing. I saw multiple clips. So I saw multiple answers from both of them on certain topics. The big viral one I saw, her and his answer, and other shit I saw slightly bits of.
So I watched the whole thing from start to finish.
All right.
The whole thing.
I'm curious. How did you find the whole thing? Sitting through the whole thing.
So it was incredibly entertaining. That is the first thing I have to say, which I know sounds fucked up, but it was really, and I knew it would be entertaining. That's why I wanted to watch. Just on many levels. Obviously, it's also just, it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to watch a debate, but it's also just, as someone who likes debates, I've debated myself in the past. I can find a debate interesting to watch. Just the mechanics of it that comes into it. Again, I'm not trying to act like I'm some debating expert, but I do like debates, and I've looked into it. I've done it before in the past. So just looking at things like, okay, how are they going to aim? It's almost like watching. People are going to say it's crazy, but I used to also really watch a lot of battle rap, and a lot of the same things.
This gave you battle raps vibes.
A lot of the things that you do in a debate, even a formal one, is similar to battle rap. You have rounds. You go.
Yeah.
Right. Your body language matters. Your tonality matters. The what you say matters. The angle that you pick to approach something matters. So all these different things. All right. I'm looking at that and I'm saying, okay, how are they going to tackle this? So that's why I said the handshake thing. I took that very seriously. That already told me, okay, you're not playing. Like, you came here, like, you have thought about a level of detail that I don't think he is considered. Right.
Not at all.
And you have planned this to a whole different level. I remember the last time we had this conversation, I said they haven't figured out how to deal with this woman.
And they still haven't.
And that was on full display in that debate. He didn't know. It was like watching a boxing match with some dude versus Mayweather. It's just this, and he can't, nothing's sticking. You know what I'm saying? And
nothing at all.
Listen, I've seen that the responses, as someone who watched the whole fucking thing, She cooked this dude. She absolutely cooked this dude.
Oh,
it wasn't as much of a beating as Biden took from Trump.
It was a slow.
But she beat this dude clear. Like, it was a clear. Even if you're super pro Trump, which even all pro Trump people have said, yo, our guy took a hit.
No, I saw that as well. I saw multiple,
because it was just, but he really lost.
I think I saw multiple Fox News clips where they said, yo,
he lost.
He was being dog walked out of there.
He lost.
He was being dragged left and right. He was unclear. He kept going back to the same talking point. I saw multiple things, and I didn't see the whole thing, so it's mostly clips. But I saw multiple clips, videos, people explaining, reviewing it, that he kept going back to immigration and kept avoiding answers.
It's the only thing he had, and that's my point.
Yeah,
it's so different than how he did it with Hillary. And I went back to Hillary because I skipped Biden because Biden to me doesn't even count. But I went back to the debate he had with Hillary. That's what I was thinking about, and how he handled that, and how he was able to get under her skin. And even though she's trying to be very professional, there's a moment in that debate where she really sort of loses it and goes, "Okay, Donald, I know you're." She goes into, "I know you're mad because your campaign's failing," blah blah. She gets angry, but he's able to sort of do that. He couldn't do that with her. It didn't work. Right? She stayed calm. She laughed things off, right? And he's the one who got irritated.
Mhm.
And that, as soon as that happened, he completely lost. When she said, and everyone knows the moment.
What was the moment when he? I don't know.
Everyone
if I
knows the moment. He said, "I'm gonna do something unusual.
Oh, that one.
I'm gonna invite you to go to his rallies." He's up there talking about windmills causing cancer.
What was the question
People
again?
walk away. The question. Okay, so that's another thing.
Because the question
The
was
questions have nothing to do with it. The questions have nothing to do with anything.
just no, but
And that's why I
it was
saw a lot of
brilliant
people.
because the question was actually something they both could have had.
And they both didn't answer it. None of them answered questions.
No, but she answered it kinda.
They both didn't really answer any questions. They both were very evasive about questions. He was worse, which also makes her look better. But they both, I very quickly understood, oh, this has nothing to do with answering questions. This is for you to come here and do your thing and beat this person. And again, I think that's where she also won. I think other politicians... She played his game. She understood what to do. See, the thing is, people have been trying to figure out how to deal with this dude for 8 years. And many people have kept saying, y'all are trying strategies that are old. They're for other people. They don't work on him.
Play his game.
So what she came in and understood is, okay, you don't answer questions. In the beginning, she tried to answer some questions. If you pay attention, in the beginning, she was answering some questions. At a certain point, she also stopped answering questions.
No, but
she said, okay, fine.
Maybe
they kind of answered them, but they don't really.
Because I saw her in clips answering the question in the first half and second half. Most of the time, she just put Donald in a stranglehold and said him, okay, you're going to talk about something completely different. I'm going to answer. I'm going to look like the reasonable one, somewhat, not completely, somewhat. And then I'm going to just say, look at his rallies. Look at his rallies, and then
she answered some. They both answered some questions, but if I'm going to look at it from a ratio, the amount of questions they answered versus what was they didn't. Everything was. I mean, also what's an answer? They answered it, but it wasn't really. It wouldn't be really an answer. So there was.
They went. They covered the subject somewhat.
Exactly. We give them a subject and they would talk about it, like the immigration thing, which she was in charge of. That he kept trying to attack her on. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she evaded that perfectly. You almost forgot that she was the one in charge of the whole fucking thing. She was able to just sort of bob and weave around it. The fracking thing, she said, oh, we're not banning fracking. We have to also diversify our oil and make sure that we're not entirely dependent on Russia. She just, she did, but the way she got him was with the rallies. And you could tell. You could feel, I don't know if you saw it.
It hit him.
The dude lost his shit that moment. He just he didn't like it. And the moderators are like, okay, well, I want to give you time to chance to respond to this. He said, okay, but first I've talked about the rallies. People don't go to her rallies.
Oh yeah,
right. People don't even go to her rallies. I have the best rallies. He lost his shit, and from that moment onward, it's like a couple seconds later, in Springfield, they're eating the dogs. That's where it came. It was this. He lost his.
Oh, God.
And then he started saying wild shit, and that's when it was over.
The dog shit is.
And that's what she got him, and that right there,
yeah,
that was planned.
No, they
that was planned. Someone said you're going to take a moment to say that nobody goes to his fucking rallies,
and they didn't expect him to go that far with the dog shit.
No, but they knew that was planned.
Yeah, that was planned. For me, that the whole dog point was so interesting because it was already debunked. Online,
even if it's true, you don't say it.
No, but even if it is, even if it's true, you don't say it. But the fact that it was an online talking point on Twitter, and we can talk about that later. Twitter being a fucked up place.
It looked ridiculous.
But it was ridiculous. The fact that I think Vance tweeted about it at some point, Elon tweeted about it at some point, and then you say that on a national stage.
When you see the play, when you've watched the actual thing. Because the way they shot it is that they show the two of them next to each other, right? The cutback. The moment he says that, and you see her face, and she just bursts out in laughter. She's just laughing at this dude.
She knew she won.
Right? She knew she won. I think she also actually thought it was funny, right? Because it is funny.
It is insane.
But she also was like, "Oh, this dude is done. Like I'm done. I've beat him.
He was
I just need to land this now. This is over."
I saw an unedited clip of that, and he was talking about those dogs for like almost 10 minutes. He was talking about those dogs for a while.
Because the moderator said, we looked in Springfield and it's not.
And then he kept going.
And he kept going, but on television, they mentioned it. It's like, you sound nuts, dude.
It is insane.
You sound nuts. That was such a misser. That was such a mistake. And that really was the big thing. If it wasn't for that moment, he would have still lost, but it would have been close, and people could have maybe pretended like he didn't lose.
But this was
what made him lose so decisively that even if you're one of his supporters, or unless you're delusional, you have to go, he lost. Our guy lost. We wanted him to win. He lost. All right, so
my question
she
with
cooked
this,
his ass. She cooked his ass.
He got cooked, clearly. And I think almost everybody agrees. My question with this is, does it matter?
A little bit. So that's why I see a lot of people saying it doesn't matter. Everyone's going to do their own thing. I think that's a poor understanding of
how these people
American politics, because we all know that there are states that'll always go blue and always go red. The whole election, which is always the case, is about the key battleground states.
It's like the Wyoming,
where you have the swing out, where you have the swing voters, where it could go either way, and where this stuff does matter, where they do look at this and go, even if maybe someone who maybe was doesn't like Kamala, or maybe leaning towards Trump, might go, all right, but my guy lost the sauce. he ain't what he used to be right now.
It's not just like I said this last time.
Even if this doesn't make people vote for Kamala, but it makes them not vote for him, so they just don't vote.
It's a W.
You see what I'm saying? That's a problem. Like, this matters. This absolutely matters.
For me, this debate and the clips I saw and the reaction I saw online makes my last point that I made last time and we talked about last time even more clear. Dude looks old. Everything, like the way she dragged him around and made him talk about random ass shit makes him you look senile. You look like you.
You didn't look senile. You need to stop.
No.
No.
Y'all, hold up.
Put that shit.
No, hold up.
Biden had that shit. Now y'all want to put it on Trump. That's nonsense.
Hold up. I know you've had this. You have this one uncle, grandpa, family, person in the family who just talks random shit. He's boastful. He's good. He's like confident and shit. And at some point, he says some weird shit, and everybody looks at him like, "Yo, what the fuck are you talking about?" That's him now. That was Biden of the two of them. Biden looked like that. He looks like the weirdo one now. And he always was, but everybody let it slide. Now, next to somebody who looks more, I don't want to say that she is better in any way, but more regular, like a adult. He looks like a sick person.
Yeah, but that was his strength for a very long time.
Yes, and it was his strength because he was standing next to other people that looked senile.
Hillary Clinton didn't look senile. He beat her.
Yeah, Hillary was just
senile. He beat her.
She was just a mistake.
Candidates.
She was a mistake as a candidate because she was just basically, she was not a match for him, not at all.
Well, we also have to be fair to her. That was the first time anybody was dealing with this monster.
That is true.
We're now 8 years further where people have been able to figure him out.
She was just shocked by him.
Well, that's also what I get. Well, the whole world was shocked by him. He wasn't supposed to win. Everyone said he wouldn't win. The whole world didn't understand what was going on. Now we're 8 years ahead, and I think again, it's like with anything, right? Someone's a champion. There's a lot of they've been fighting for 10 years. There's a lot of footage on them, on how to handle them. And this debate showed to me, it's like, oh, they're starting to figure out how to handle this dude. They have figured out how to handle this dude. She's just the first person to really execute it. You have never seen this dude be handled this way. Not by anybody. Not by a reporter. Not by another candidate.
No.
In anything. Never. No. You've never seen this dude be handled. He was lost.
No.
She made him look silly. There was that moment where he tried to tell her, please, I'm speaking. He tries to, because he thinks she's interrupting him. And she's just laughing at him again. Of like, dude, he lost this.
He looked weird. He looked off. I don't want to say he was sick or whatever, but he looked like he was lost. And it is insane. That dude is old. He looks just old to me.
He's old, but don't use that because that's Biden. That's Biden. Y'all have a problem with Biden.
Me, I had a problem with Biden as well. Biden was
that's also Biden, and now they're trying to use that and they're trying to put it back on.
But it does. Like, Biden looked old compared to him. He looks old compared to her.
True.
And they used it to their advantage, but they also just outsmarted the way he talks is now a detriment to him.
Yeah, because what he kept doing was she tackled all the right points. She kept going back to like, this is this same old tired playbook. We're tired of it.
Yeah.
and he kept doing the thing that
we're not trying to go back to
that people are
old
tired of,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Which is the whole her father. Her father's a Marxist. He tried that.
He tried she's not really black. She's whatever.
No, he dropped that one.
No, he did that.
That was another. Yes, thank you.
But he did that.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
He said, "Wait,
no.
Oh.
I remember this very vividly because that was a mistake. That's something that was a mistake. He said, "Do you?" Because the moderator asks the question. The moderator brings it up and says, "You said before that she used to be black. I didn't know she was black before. Then suddenly she was black. Do you think that she's black?" And then he goes, "I don't care what she's." He ducked it. He completely ducked it.
Okay.
Which is it looked incredibly weak. It looked incredibly weak, which is not what he's known for.
Yeah.
He's known for you stand on that shit. He backed it. I don't even care what she is. I don't know what she is. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
I think he's, but maybe my recollection being wrong, and maybe I'm mixing up clips. I think he said, "I don't care. One time she's this, one time she's that. Doesn't matter to me." Something. I thought he said.
But it should matter.
I thought he did that whole.
He did a little bit of
yeah.
But it should matter to you. He should have stood on that.
Because that's how you talk normally. That's what people expect from you.
He should have stood on that in that debate. It was really like we threw a punch and now we're pulling it back because we're scared. We don't want to do that one.
They saw the numbers. They saw the numbers on that probably.
I think it's weak. I think you should have. I think you should have. And it would have been racist and offensive. Just to be clear for people watching, it would have been racist, offensive, and toxic. But then you have to double down.
It would have been
because now you look like a pussy. Now it looks like you said that. Yo, I heard you said some shit behind my back. Now I'm in your face. Say it now.
That's why you say battle rap.
That's what it is. Okay. That's what it is. And now it's like, no, I didn't say that. No, I didn't mean it. All right. Then now she didn't even respond to it.
Yeah.
So and she handled it masterfully. She didn't even respond to it. She didn't talk about being black. She talked about this dude said that the Charlottesville people were fine people. This dude wouldn't allow black people to live in. She destroyed this dude. He just looked like a pussy.
Just make him look.
And she was just like, okay, well then I'm gonna do my work. And she just started working this dude. This dude did all this racist shit, right? He had no response to it. It was just you could have gone with the angle where you said, well, listen, she's using her blackness to get votes. That's sort of the angle you could have played. That's an angle,
yeah.
Again, toxic, divisive, not good, but we're here to win something, right? He just fumbled that whole fucking thing. I don't know who told him to do that. I don't know what was going. I was watching this shit. It was like watching a dude just get slapped.
But
like, what are you doing?
But you know what happened?
With your hands, do.
I have a feeling.
What is this?
I have a feeling like he got told, like, yo, do this, and he did what he always does, which is ignore.
No.
He doesn't listen to people.
He doesn't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like I'm sure that people have told him, hey, avoid this, avoid that. She's gonna try this, do this, and
one moment in debate he says,
just keeps going.
One moment in debate he says, because they talk about him being convicted, and then he talks about, well, I'm convicted because of people like you, right, who weaponize the justice system, which is the reason that I got shot.
I did not see that.
And I was like, you should have milked this so much more. You should have. I just look at him like, what was happening? If I was him, that whole debate, I'm like, people like you are the reason I got shot. That would have been my whole fuck. I would have repeated that 1,000,000 times. He just kept going to the immigration thing.
Yeah.
Which I get it because it's such a big talking point.
But why? Why is that the point that they're... Because it was always a thing for them, but why is that now where he's focusing on? Because that...
It's a very big point.
That point that you said before, just now, makes more sense. To me, it is a big point. But my feeling is that the Trump supporters do not care about that anymore. They care more about him than that.
They do, but he didn't do a good job of landing it also. It was just constantly, he didn't direct it at her enough, in my opinion, because he was the border czar.
General.
Yeah. Well, she was the one in charge of the border. You should have hammered it a little bit more on her. Like, listen, you're the one who was, and then he says things, he briefly says these things where I'm like, this is what you should have fleshed out. He said also, they want to bring more immigrants in so that they can win elections because they know those people will vote for them. But he says that like once, and I'm like, this is something you should repeat 10 times. You should drill down on that. Drill down on like, this is a conspiracy. I would have gone crazy. If you put me up there,
you're giving all the...
But that's what he should do. That's what he did. That's what he should do.
That's wild. No, don't give him that shit.
That's what he would... That's how... Bruv. If I was up there, I would have... Bruv. He should have gone. He didn't do enough. It was too surface level. It was Trump it was like a weaker, less potent version of him. He didn't body language, voice in that he didn't seem strong. He didn't seem strong in the core. He sounded confused a lot. It sounded incoherent.
That's what I mean.
Not like Biden, but not like Biden.
No, different.
More like someone that isn't well prepared.
It's very
more like
different.
someone who isn't well prepared for
it's
a debate.
It's very different. He looks very different than Biden. I don't want to compare those two. He looks also different, very different, very different. But what I then think is, did they underestimate Harris? That would not make any sense. Like, why would you at this point, this close to voting time, why would you underestimate somebody?
Because we all did. Nobody liked her a couple of years ago. That is facts. Her own people didn't like her. Even amongst Democrats, she wasn't popular.
Yeah, but
Biden was more popular than her by far for the majority of the entire thing.
Sure.
Up until recently.
Sure.
And that's probably why it took so long before they took Biden out to put her in there, because they didn't think that with her they were going to win. This whole thing, I don't know what this woman, I don't know. She woke up one day and chose violence. She woke up one day and said, you know what? I'm doing this. And I don't know what flipped the switch, but suddenly she can do this. She was vice president for 3.5 years. We didn't see shit. Now all of a sudden, she's here. I don't know what happened, but hey.
Is it that people hate Biden so much that they say, okay, fuck it, we're going with this woman all the way, and just because of that? It is not.
No, it's because Biden was senile.
But
they had to find somebody else.
No, I said it wrong. Is this because they hate Trump so much and they're going with her for this? Because I don't think it's just that.
People?
Yeah.
No, she's actually doing a very good job.
People are fucking with her.
For real.
Legit.
Because she's doing a good job. She is. She cooked this dude.
But
listen, she could have gone up there and lost.
But how? Like, my question then is also, Biden dropped out 1 or 2 months ago. How the fuck did she grab everybody's attention so quickly? What is she doing different than what all these other people have done different next to Trump? Besides knowing the game plan and actually sticking this out.
Besides having the information.
Because she is also, like, online, on threads, on Twitter, on TikTok, Instagram, I'm here in the Netherlands. I see posts about people fucking with her. Like, legit.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Like, not even like, oh, they're getting paid in any kind of way. Because I'm seeing also those. I'm seeing the Aiden Ross stream. I'm seeing Trump on certain shit where it's just clear that he paid them in some kind of way for some of them. Some of them fuck with him legit. But her, I don't understand. Like, you're right. People hated her.
People in general. Maybe not even hated her, but felt
ambivalent.
Yeah, indifferent, just bored.
But
like,
what? I cannot imagine. I cannot think of anything that made them say, "Oh yeah, we fuck with this lady."
I think it's a combination of things. I think there's definitely a big part of it was the Trump has to go, and
probably
we need someone to do this for us, and she has shown that she is willing and capable to do it, which excites people. Biden, people weren't excited about because we're like, we really don't want him, and we also are very worried that you can't beat this dude.
But people were not willing. People were not willing to see her do this kind of shit. People were not interested in her. So what got them willing?
Well, what I'm saying is part of it is that she showed that she could. It's more like, it's kind of like how people get excited about someone who beats the champ. Kind of like, okay, now we're excited about that because it's like someone.
It's just underdog then.
We always wanted someone to beat this guy, and we're finally seeing someone who seems like they could pull it off. Biden couldn't pull it off, right? This time around, that was clear. And even the last time, my stance, a lot of people's stance is that if it wasn't for COVID, he wouldn't have pulled that off either, right? And a lot of people believe that.
Yeah.
And then this time around, it was just clear that he was going to lose. So we need someone to do this for us, but we can't find anybody. And then she really stepped up. She really stepped up when she was when Biden stepped down.
Yeah.
She stepped up very quickly to also just diffuse all the sort of the infighting that could have happened. It could have been a mess.
She said, "No, I'm going to be it."
Because it could have been a mess. She could have said, well, let's see. I don't know, blah, blah. No, she said, no, I'm doing it. It's me. Yeah. That already matters.
Yeah.
Right? I'm doing it, and confidently, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to do it, and I can do it. I'm going to beat this guy.
In this climate where everybody's wishy-washy, where they're always trying to gain favor, she said, nah, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. I don't care if you're with me or not. I'm going to stand here. And
so the Democratic Party didn't fight her. They went, okay, fine. If you're this decisive about doing it, okay, we're going to stand by you. And then the people also went, okay, yeah, we got someone. I think it was even just the gratitude of having somebody
that immediately got them a little bit.
It's the effect of also going from someone who could barely walk to a person who is
100%.
That it's the difference. You
see what I'm saying? The difference in that is
the difference.
So
the excitement, the hope of like
that makes sense.
I thought it's like, think about it. Like you thought you were done. You thought you were finished, right? And then suddenly he's like, no, you still have a chance. You're like super excited because you thought you were done. And that's what it is.
Somebody's there to save you in some kind of way.
To give you a shot. Because it could still go either way in that election. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, no, easy.
It could still go either way.
They're still 50-50-ish on polls and shit.
Still go either way. But I think that was the reason. And I think, and then from that moment on, she's been using that and she's been doing a very good job. And then another reason I think also is for a lot of people. I think it is also a Hillary Clinton part 2. I think her being a woman matters. I think it actually works in her favor.
People are a little bit, they want a little bit of a vengeance for not having the first woman president with Clinton.
For not having the first woman president, but also having a woman.
Failing her in some kind of way.
No, but having a woman go up against a guy who was associated with being
misogynist in some kind of way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And having a woman be the one to sort of argue, maybe like get him properly get him out of here.
It's a good look for her. It's a good look for her because if you are the person who takes this misogynist out, that is even bigger for that demographic.
And we're not saying he's a misogynist. That's not us saying that. That's not me saying that.
I'm saying it.
That's not me saying that. That's how he's seen by people like Jeff. I'm not saying that. I don't want to put that. I don't have the evidence.
If you want to lighten it, he has misogynic tendency.
Look, tendencies. No, look,
but I get that angle as well, and that might garner her quite a bit of favor as well. Like, yo, you look like you can take this dude out that we deem, that group deems nasty in some kind of way, and then you will get you get our support for that. We help you for that already.
Well, we've seen that a lot of women support her.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of women support her. That's the Taylor Swift endorsement. I think also lines in.
That is the next thing I wanted to talk about. Actually, like that shit.
It is silly though that the endorsement of a pop star matters so much in an election. That's where my mind goes.
But did you hear what happened after she endorsed the government website where people go to register to vote or figure out information for registering to vote? Shut down, like basically DDoS because so many people went there.
Yep.
It is fucked, but she can do that. She has the power with her fans. Her fans are the same as the Nicki Minaj fans and the Beyonce fans and K-pop fans. All those groups are just forces of nature.
True.
If they come for you, or if they set their mind to do something, they will do it, and then they will shut down the government website, or they will come out in droves if she supports somebody. So it makes sense, but it is weird.
Yeah.
It is weird that you have a culture. You have a culture where it is regular or normal that a celebrity can have that much pull on people to vote or not. So you're telling me these people never considered to vote before. They never tried to go to the website. They never did anything for that. Until this lady who sings a couple songs every once in a while and is on TV at football games and that kind of stuff tells you, yo, I'm going to vote for her and you should vote as well. That is sick.
Younger people.
Yeah, that's not just younger. Yeah, that's younger people.
But I'll say this.
It's the culture there. It's the culture there. They love their celebrities.
I'll say this. Careful. Because I wouldn't sleep on this dude. He's still him.
Oh, no, he's still him.
He's still him. You know, because what he represents is also bigger than him. I think that's the mistake that some people are making. You're not getting rid of him ever, even if he doesn't.
No,
win.
you have Trump too as his vice president already. JD Vance, he's basically a Trump copy.
Yeah, but you have also just he is a movement. He's a movement. He's not a person, and that movement is not going anywhere. If anything, that movement is only going to become bigger
The
and
next
bigger
election,
and stronger.
If he loses now,
the next
it's
election,
actually worse than when he wins with the growth of the movement.
Because the next time, yeah. So they have something on their hands. But she cooked the dude. Good for her. She did great. She really did a great job. It wasn't even just that he did bad. She beat him. She was just actually better. She just actually did better than he did.
From what I have seen, it looked like he was gonna do a lighter version of what he normally did. He said, you're light. I don't know you. You're new. Nobody cares about you, in my opinion. So I'm gonna take it easy on you." And he got mollywopped by the fact that she didn't take it easy on him, and he just was surprised and could not recover from that. Clearly, she just took control over the whole conversation. It looked like from the clips, like every clip I see, and maybe that's biased to my timeline as well.
The woman looked the man in the face and said, "I've worked with military generals who have worked with you personally, and they say you're a disgrace."
That is sick.
She repeated it multiple times.
That is sick.
I
don't want to hear that. Don't say that to my face.
I talk to world leaders all over the world, and they laugh at you behind your back. Like, she really went at his ego. Like, this is...
Imagine...
We've never seen somebody handle this dude this way. Like, to do it, not like that. They would say similar things, but she'd turn and look at the dude. That was a big part of it, too.
And he never looked at her.
He would look this way.
Yeah.
All that stuff matters. To turn and look and see... That's why I said... When I saw the handshake, I said, she's prepared on a different level. That's training. That's someone who said, no. You're going to turn and look at the dude. You're not going to say world leaders around the world don't respect Trump. No. You're going to look at him. You're going to say it to him.
What I found interesting...
I talk to people. They say, you are a disgrace. She said it to him, not to the moderators, to him. There's a difference. That type of stuff is what I'm talking about. I said, that's why I look at when I watch these things. Those moments, she did like 3 times she did stuff like that. Like 3 times she did that. He didn't have an equivalent of that. No. He didn't have there's not almost even one moment, I think, where he looks at her and says, "You're this."
No, I saw someone
once or twice. Not and they were, I don't think I can't even remember.
I think I saw someone in a news clip say that he never looked her way. The whole conversation.
There was one where he said where he said "Excuse me, I'm speaking," and then he looked away for a second. If that's your only moment, then no. He didn't. What I found interesting, and there's so much you could have done. You were the border czar for 3.5 years. The country's ruined because of you. You guys are bringing them in. I would have gone crazy. He should have gone. I don't know why he didn't go. He should have just fucking. I don't know why he didn't do that. But they're not doing a second one, so yeah.
No, didn't they request to do a second one?
And he said no.
Oh, that's shit.
He said no already, which I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I don't think
that's a good idea. If you got beaten like this, and the public perception is that you've been beaten like this by your own news channels, like the people that are supposed to fuck with you, I would expect you to want to come back and have a better second round.
Yes, but I also know from a cost-benefit perspective,
it could hurt you more in the long run.
I could come in and lose more, and then it's really bad.
Yeah.
If I just dip out and leave it, there's plenty of people who, because again, this she did good, and it matters, but it doesn't secure the election for her.
No.
There are plenty of people who are still just going to be on your side no matter what. So
she needs to do a little bit more. She needs to show in other kind of ways. Maybe they can do a Tim Walz versus JD Vance.
I thought they were doing that one.
I'm interested in that one because Vance sounds like a serial killer. He sounds like a madman.
I've heard some weird stuff. Yeah, I've heard some.
Every time I see his name pop up, I just see some more weird shit. There's always something strange happening to this man's life and what people are talking to him about. And it never is. I never see a normal thing. When I see videos of him visiting places, he always looks awkward and people don't like him to be there. Like, do people even fuck with you as a person? Are you personable? Can you talk to people? Like, if you have to talk to all these world leaders in other countries, and you're awkward in every conversation I see you in. Why would I trust you to talk to fucking Kim Jong-un and be cordial with the motherfucker? Like, why would I put you next to some Chinese vice minister, president, whatever? No, you look like a weirdo. Donald looks like a weirdo, but he also looks like, okay, I'm the boss, and you're gonna talk like to me like this, and he looks like he can take control of a room. He doesn't even look like he can do that. That's how he looks to me. I don't know. I would be very curious to see him have a debate with Tim Walz, because Tim Walz looks like he could be more personable and have people. He looks like he can persuade people. Like he can have a conversation and get people on his side. Vance not.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
It's a wild, wild word, but don't underestimate this dude.
So it's about a month. No, 2 months.
November, yeah.
2 months left in this shit. And that means that it's only going to ramp up more. They're going to bombard us with shit. We are in the Netherlands. We're not supposed to even see that much shit with this. And we're going to be bombarded with their election shit. Yeah.
I still think he can win.
Oh, 100%.
And I think that
I would not be surprised if when
I think they have to take that seriously. I think they have to take that seriously.
Yeah.
But it looks like they are. To come out and say immediately we won a second debate was smart. Shows strength. It shows also that that's their way of saying we know we won. It's all politics. Coming out and saying we won a second one was like we beat you.
And then him not agreeing to it is even more. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like so you got cooked. But yeah.
Now yeah. I would not be surprised if on election day you see suddenly he wins and that you see half the country there crying again.
Because it just
it can come from any side.
He has people who really support. People really want him.
It's sick. It's insane.
It runs very deep.
They want specifically him. They don't want anybody else at the moment. Specifically him. Until he says, I'm done, and this is the guy you guys should follow now, it's going to be him. Which is insane. American politics, man. Fucking crazy. On to the next topic that we have. Also American shit. A little bit more music related. Kendrick Lamar got announced to do the Super Bowl in February. He's going to do the Super Bowl halftime show. And people are online a little bit outraged. Not because Kendrick is because Kendrick is doing it.
There's a lot of outrage, yeah.
Yeah. It's because Kendrick is doing it. But more specifically, that they didn't get Lil Wayne to do it. Lil Wayne is from New Orleans, and they're doing this Super Bowl this year or next year in New Orleans. And people thought it would be a perfect thing to put him there. And clearly it did not happen. So people are speculating that one, they didn't give it to Wayne because of the Drake and Kendrick beef. Two, there's a business reason. Jay-Z might not fuck with Wayne in some kind of way, or with the business around Wayne. And people are just going crazy about that. Wayne has responded in some kind of way. He did a video where he said he was sad and disappointed that he did not get it, and he blamed himself in some certain ways. And he thanked his fans for being with him and supporting him and fighting for him. Nicki went online on a rant.
I love Nicki Minaj. I will say that. I think Nicki Minaj is great.
Do you know what she said again?
I know what she said. I'm not going to repeat it.
Could you paraphrase? I don't know what exactly was.
She talked about one dude took the knee, the other one took the bag. That was a reference to Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And the statement that, the only reason Jay-Z even has this deal is because the NFL is trying to look better after the Colin Kaepernick thing. She basically make the point that the only reason this is because again, we're still in that space where people think this is Jay-Z's decision. Which, spoiler alert, I don't think it is.
I think we should talk about the business.
We'll get to that in a second, but
more than the music.
She says that basically was alluding to like, okay, you're doing this because you have a hate for Drake and me, and Birdman, and because of that you're punishing Lil Wayne. So she's making more the point that maybe he doesn't even have a problem with Lil Wayne. He's punishing Lil Wayne through
and
them.
to me, it doesn't look like he has a problem with Wayne because he did. The guy did a performance with Wayne a little bit.
Yeah.
He did. He has. I've seen multiple videos of older interviews where he tried to sign Wayne and Birdman stopped him. I think he's cool with Wayne himself, and I would not be surprised if he had a problem with the business around Wayne. We know that he doesn't fuck with Drake to a certain degree for some reason. I don't know what it was
That's
again.
all, yeah.
We know that he doesn't fuck with Birdman for certain reasons. Yeah. And we know he's tied up in the business shit and he's fucks with that. Oh, and he's not really into Nicki because of
the
his
Rock
wife.
Nation. Also the Rock Nation beef. Nicki has a whole beef with Rock Nation and
because of Megan Thee Stallion.
So it's a lot of hip hop drama.
A lot of that hip hop drama doesn't mean anything because this is not, to me, this is not a hip hop problem. This is
a business thing.
This is a boardroom committee choice.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
They saw a list with artists that probably JC supplied to them or some other people in the committee supplied to them. They took that list into a separate room without him sitting there. They maybe took with the list were maybe some recommendations for, hey, take this one over this one or whatever. I expect that much. He's a consultant from what I've seen. The contract is, and I do not know for sure. And we're gonna run off assumptions here. He's a consultant. He's not choosing anything. The contract is you're consulting.
In charge of shit, dude. Like they got him because they look bad
after
the Colin Kaepernick thing.
Yeah,
they looked bad, so they said let's get a rap executive to do the Super Bowl halftime show so that we look better. Okay.
And Jay said, "Cool, give me some money and I'll be there."
And I'll be there, and I'll be the face. I don't think he decides fucking shit. To be very honest with you, I don't think he has almost. I mean, I'll give you what you said that maybe he provides a list, but that's it.
Yes. And maybe when they make a choice, he will say, "Hey, probably do this instead," and then they will take it into consideration.
Yeah.
So I would not be super like. The one thing that for me is interesting in this, people are lashing out, or the online community of hip hop is lashing out and getting angry and whatever. Y'all don't know the list. Maybe Wayne was on the list and they said, "Nah, we prefer this."
Wayne probably was on the list.
Yeah,
Wayne was probably on the list. Listen. Kendrick Lamar was only picked because Not Like Us was the biggest song of the summer.
Not disagreeing with that at all.
And that's the reason that they picked him. Simple, board,
currently,
decision.
He is hot.
Currently he's hot. Yeah, he has the star power, this and that. So again, if that whole beef didn't happen...
No, he would not be picked.
He wouldn't even be picked. And it probably would have been Lil Wayne.
I don't know if it would be Wayne. It might have been somebody else.
I don't see who else it could have been then.
For me, the problem with Wayne is that next to that Kendrick just looks better at the moment, commercial wise and size wise and popularity because of that song. I think Wayne doesn't look clean enough for a Super Bowl.
You don't have to look clean.
I think you do a bit.
Kendrick Lamar also doesn't look clean.
Cleaner.
No, he doesn't.
Cleaner. Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
He looks cleaner.
Wow.
Dude looks like a Pulitzer.
Dude looks homeless.
He looks. What do you mean? He looks homeless?
Dude always looks homeless. Okay, this is why I don't want to talk about this dude. I don't see these things that people see. I don't see them.
Dude looks like he gives performances. He gives shows. He's active.
Lil Wayne also. What? Lil Wayne is more active than him. What are you talking about?
No, and recently. I'm saying recently.
Oh, you need to. None of what you said made sense.
Okay. Talk to me about it.
None of what you made sense.
Talk to me about it.
Lil Wayne has been very active the last couple of years. He's released an album. He does shows all the time. What are you talking about?
Yes, and I'm not disagreeing with that. Kendrick currently looks maybe more active.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that's fine enough.
Oh.
They made a decision recently.
And not even active. Not more active, but more popular. It's two different things.
Yeah, also.
He did the Not Like Us song and he did the Pop Out. What else did he do?
He didn't do much more. He just dropped an album 2 years ago or something.
So that's it. So how is that more active?
For them, that's active enough.
It's popular.
No. You need to... For me, you need to keep in mind...
Activity is performance. Activity is how often you go out shows, how often you drop. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
For me, not. Activity is. Because I try to keep in mind who that committee most likely is. It's probably going to be a bunch of white dudes, and they might not be listening to Wayne at all, but they might see a Kendrick pop out more often because... Like, let's be honest, white people love to listen to Kendrick.
But
But for them...
What is the word activity? Maybe that's what does the word activity mean?
No, but listen, for them, Kendrick might be more active than a Wayne. Because Wayne, they don't see much of Wayne. Wayne is for me.
So that's popularity. It's not activity. Activity is a pretty objective thing.
Fair, okay.
How often do you release music? Because the thing is, the problem I have with that is that when you say that makes sense with certain artists, but Lil Wayne's a very active artist. He releases music frequently. He tours. He does shows very frequently.
But he's not, for me, he's
maybe not as popular, even though despite doing that, but he's very
Let me clarify that. Yes, popular is the right word. He doesn't hit the popularity for enough demographics, I would assume, for them to say, yo, he can be in the middle of a national stage or international stage, because Americans think Super Bowl is international stage, where everybody in the stadium might enjoy his music. It's easier to say that more people in that stadium would know a Kendrick song, a recent Kendrick song, than they would know a recent Wayne song.
I disagree.
Okay. Talk to me about it.
Stop asking me. Stop doing that. Stop talk to me about it. That you be trying to do.
No, talk to me.
What song is Kendrick Lamar gonna play?
He's gonna play some of his older songs, of course.
Mention one.
All Right, Humble, Don't Kill My Vibe.
No, please. Okay.
He's gonna do all that.
I'll give you the first two.
DNA he's gonna do. No?
You think people know those songs?
Yeah. I think enough people know.
You think more people know a song than they know a Millie?
No. Millie will trump
Lollipop.
every song. Yeah, we'll trump every song.
Fireman.
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think not enough people know Fireman.
I think that's crazy.
I
think we're sleeping on it.
We know it. When Fireman came out, we were listening to that shit.
Hold on. The halftime show is not some young people shit. We also have to stop. That's not true. The halftime show
I'm not saying it's
something that really, honestly, it's probably more older people than. That's why they had Usher.
But I'm saying because I'm saying because we are into hip hop. We were looking for that shit. I do not know if
Lil Wayne is known outside of hip hop. Stop, yo.
Yeah,
Stop this.
I don't know if people will know Fireman.
This disrespect that we're putting on this man's name. I don't like it. Like, that's my issue with the thing.
He is known.
Is that all of a sudden people are like, oh, but he's not active. Bruv.
Is he okay?
The Carter 3 is one of the greatest hip hop albums ever made.
Yeah, but that doesn't
by
mean,
far. Also one of the most popular ones. Broke all records.
Yes.
He could perform just that album. And everyone in that stadium would know all of the songs.
I don't know. I don't think so.
That's true. You people are crazy.
My question is,
that's crazy.
Is a Wayne, a Drake, or Nicki Minaj known with the rest of the world? Can he? Wayne? No, I don't think so.
Oh, you are nuts.
I don't think so.
That is a nutso statement.
I don't think so.
That is a nutso statement.
I think he's that much, or all his music is that much known within hip hop. I don't know if he crosses over like that.
That's craziness. That's craziness.
I do not know.
More than this. How much? Wait, hold on.
Talk to me.
Hold on.
Talk to me.
So you're telling me that you think that Lil Wayne crosses over less than Kendrick Lamar does?
Yes.
Oh. All right. I'm done.
Yes.
I'm done. I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
That's my assumption.
How?
That's my assumption. Mostly because he's newer and he's currently more high profile than a Wayne. Wayne recently has come back out with a lot of shit and is recently in the visual again. There was a while because of the beef with Birdman and all that shit that he was not available. Nobody saw him. And all his shit is, Kendrick shit is older. Yes.
I get that Kendrick Lamar is the bigger star and more popular and more recent. I get all of that. But this,
I don't know if without a Kendrick he would be chosen.
I don't get how, I see how we go from Rihanna did one, Usher did one, but then, and I'm not saying that Lil Wayne is as big as them, but if you're going to use the argument of like, oh, well, he's old and who would know the songs, I don't get what the fuck we're talking about.
I would fully think they would choose some other Rihanna, Usher, Dre level artist. I don't know if Wayne fits in that line.
That's crazy.
I want him. I want people to prove me wrong. Send me songs that you think that everybody would know. But I don't think Fireman is one of them.
Got Money. That would 100% be one. What's the one with Bobby Valentino? Mr. Policewoman.
Oh, that one.
That one.
Yeah, I think that one.
I'm forgetting even because you could even do more recent shit that he did. Drop the World. Probably that would be a very good one.
I don't know.
Oh, you're crazy.
I don't know.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
For me, the
you
fact
couldn't do Drop the World. You're nuts.
For me, the fact that it's even questionable gives him
the
like,
halftime show's 13 minutes, Jeff.
They do like 20, 15 songs in that 30 minutes. Like they do a bunch of songs. They do like half songs. A verse of shit.
Yeah, okay, but that's my point. So that's exactly why he could do it.
Oh, you mean hooks? He can do a couple hooks and that kind of shit.
Yeah, you put that shit together. I don't know what you're talking about. Like you're acting like he has to go give a whole hour-long show.
I think that these people, and I think it's...
And he's doing it, it's in New Orleans. That matters a lot for this story.
Yes, and I think it's a committee of people who are not into hip-hop like that are trying to...
That's fine,
trying to market their shit to people.
And I understand, I understand why they pick Kendrick Lamar.
They would not maybe know it.
I understand why they picked Kendrick Lamar. I'm not saying they shouldn't have picked Kendrick Lamar. I'm just saying acting as if Lil Wayne can't do a Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, he can.
I think it's crazy.
But I don't know.
Or that he wouldn't do a good job, or that he wouldn't do as good of a job.
I don't know.
It's just this dude is younger and he's more popular right now because of Drake, right? So that's why he's doing it.
For me, the question is not whether he can do it or not. He can. Wayne can do that shit. For me, the question is, would he be the now second, third, or fourth pick? I do not know. I
think he would have been the.
You think it would be the very next pick?
Yeah, because it just makes that stuff matters. The fact that it's in New Orleans matters a lot.
It has not mattered for.
Yes, it does.
No, the list it didn't matter for the whole list.
No, I'm saying they did.
In the past, it didn't matter.
The Dre one they did because
Dre was the only one that they really did.
And then there was another. There was another one. I forget who it was, but there was another one where they also took into consideration that the person was from.
Let me get the list.
And then that does matter.
It doesn't matter that much.
It does matter because it matters to the people.
How does it not matter if it matters
to the people that are watching the thing? So if it doesn't matter, how is it that the entire internet is like, he's from there, you should have picked him? Because it matters to people.
We get to the thing here. There's a difference between the people and the business. The business is, this is a football game where we're trying to sell ads. This performance is a cushion in between ads. It is not about the city, is not about the game. It's literally, we're going to perform and we're going to sell you some shit. This is literally about selling. So
I understand that.
And that's what I'm trying to say. I do not know if Wayne is the best person to sell shit for around.
So, okay, if it's not
an Usher,
so you don't pick, Usher would so be you don't good. Pick Kendrick Lamar. Who do you pick after Kendrick Lamar?
I would go for like a Bad Bunny, them motherfuckers. That kind of shit.
Bad Bunny?
Somebody that you know is a guaranteed hit money.
It's not. That
I would
simple.
not be surprised.
It's not that simple. I think you're misunderstanding. It's not that simple. I think you're oversimplifying it.
Maybe.
There's also this thing also holds a tremendous amount of cultural equity, which matters if you want to do something that people sell. If you want people to have a halftime show that people are going to enjoy and think is good. If you're doing Bad Bunny, that's going to feel completely out of place at something that is a very American event. That would have been a horrible decision. That would have been a horrible decision. Bad Bunny would have been fine. They're not doing bad. That's ridiculous.
They have done shit like this before.
When?
They had a J Balvin standing there.
Where? At the halftime show?
Yeah.
He performed the whole fucking thing.
No, together with others. They had a Shakira, Jennifer Lopez. That is half-half.
That's already different. And there was probably a reason.
That was in. I have the list here. So the last one was Usher in Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the reason. I remember it. See, that was the reason.
What is the reason?
Because he has a residency there.
That's different. That was the reason. He's not a.
He literally went. Yes, it did play into it. You have to stop. Google if you don't believe me.
Okay.
It played into it.
Okay. If that
he had a residency in Las Vegas. That in a way was actually it was a preparation to do this. He had a residency in Las Vegas for a long time leading up to doing this. That was the reason that they picked him. So that was the whole plan behind it.
So my question then becomes, what prep counts as prep for Wayne? Where did you see something that told you, okay, he's ready to do such a big show?
The dude has been performing the entire time.
Yeah, but Usher has been performing forever, and he did special preps for this.
You know, he had been performing very actively in the last year or 2 years.
Okay.
I think he dropped an album as well.
We have Rihanna before that in Glendale, Arizona.
Connection? Rihanna.
Okay. Then
Rihanna's Rihanna. Yeah, my answer is very simple. There, Rihanna's Rihanna,
and I'm not gonna dispute that.
That's if you get that part. That type. That's a different story.
I don't want to see this as a music thing. I want to see this as a business.
Sure, that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. The Dre Inglewood, California makes sense.
That was that one.
We have Tampa, Florida, and The Weeknd.
A similar answer. The Weeknd's The Weeknd. Kendrick Lamar's not The Weeknd. I'm sorry. Like I don't see it
Miami
that
and
way.
Shakira and Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Miami.
Okay. Maroon 5 and Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm not saying it's always tied to the location.
My question is...
I'm not saying it's always tied to the location.
No, my question is, where does it make sense? By the way...
saying it's not always tied to the location. You're putting too much into it.
By the way, from what I understood...
In the recent years, they made that more of a thing, and now people expect it.
They made it more of a thing in like one of the recent years. With
hip-hop artists, it also matters a lot more.
Yeah, I know. And that's...
And you put together the element of... And he's from there. He said he wanted to do it. He's been trying to. Come on, Jeff. You're just. No,
I agree with that.
It doesn't fucking matter.
No,
it would make a lot of sense.
But all those points would tell me that is a plus. For me, that is not enough of a plus to put next to what I think a committee of non-hip hop fans would look at. For me, that is a specific and important point here. There's a group of people who do not listen to hip hop regularly. They hired an outside person to tell them, "Hey, give us suggestions for this."
But they don't only pick hip hop artists. So if you say
so maybe they got to
pick a fucking
maybe they got a list with Taylor Swift, Kendrick, whoever, whatever is the other bigger, and then Wayne is also part of that.
Taylor Swift they can't get is what I heard. There's people who say no. Huh? Drake has said no multiple times.
Apparently, yes, Drake has said no twice. That I saw Elliot Wilson say somewhere. Maul from Roy and Maul podcast he said no 4 times. But Drake, somebody said at least twice. And still that has to be confirmed. But I would not be surprised. Drake is the kind of nigga who would say no to this kind of shit. Because that's what he does.
Which is exactly what I like about him.
So that makes sense. But for me, the business of it, I just feel like you can sell more shit on ads with a Kendrick.
I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm saying that's my only argument. After him, Lil Wayne is not even in contention. I think wrong.
I think you can find enough people that are at that level that you can sell more with than a Lil Wayne.
I don't think so. I think it's a very short list of people of people that will be willing to do it also. Because of course we can see Beyonce, okay, yeah, Taylor Swift, yeah. It's not that simple.
No, the willing,
they might not just go be doing that.
The willing part is,
and then you have to, and then you also they might not just be willing to do that right now or available or whatever. And then you also have the factor of all that. The legacy. Usher was also not that active. Right? And he released an album that was trash before he fucking went and did this thing.
That was during the
fucking thing. Yeah.
That's, by the way, going to happen with Kendrick as well. He's going to drop an album during
people
this
also, the nostalgia element, that's what I'm trying to say, maybe that is not coming through. The nostalgia element of this also matters. That's what people like. It like, oh, pick a legacy act that we were a fan of when we were young and now to do a halftime show. That part of it matters a lot with this halftime show. That's what everyone talks about with this halftime show. Yeah, but so it does matter.
Because of the
I'm not saying that would be a good reason to pick Lil Wayne.
But I think because of the last couple shows, like you had the Dre and Snoop, you had Jennifer Lopez, Shakira.
Yeah, but even that's a legacy. But legacy acts.
Yeah, but maybe you see that every time they do a legacy act, they go to they did the Shakira thing, then they went to The Weeknd, recent.
They do Dre. The Weeknd.
They go to Rihanna.
Kendrick Lamar's not The Weeknd or
Usher.
Rihanna.
They do Usher. They do Usher, Legacy, and then they do Kendrick.
Kendrick Lamar's not The Weeknd or Rihanna.
I'm not mad at you saying that. I don't agree.
You people are nuts.
I don't agree.
I'm tired of this debate. You people are fucking drunk.
But
it's all right.
I'm not going to debate you on that because we did that before, and people can watch that episode later.
Kendrick Lamar is The Weeknd. Okay.
I will tag the episode above here somewhere.
Sure.
But people can watch that.
Are you people hearing this? All right.
No,
dude.
But it's not as high, but it's recent. Like you go from legacy act to recent. Do I want to call Wayne a legacy act? Not yet. He's still busy.
I think he's a legacy act.
He's still busy. He's still doing his thing.
Legacy act. Well, those other artists are also still active. My point is, I don't think he's as bad of a thing as people make him out to be. I think he would have done a great job. I think it would have been dope. I really do. I think it would have. I think it would have been amazing if he would be able to do that.
it would have
But
been
also from a
sick.
commercial perspective, I think it would have been successful. We're going to see if this is going to be way more successful, but I don't know. I don't know. I see what they're doing because, again, it's the momentum of, now everyone wants to, is he going to perform the diss track at the halftime show? And then that's going to be a big thing.
I'm sure he's
I was like, sure, that'll get you your views and you'll do your thing and it's cool. Go do it. But
it's the money as like with this, if you could put them two to next to each other, I fully understand why they would choose Kendrick because the money aspect, especially since that beef is just the prospect is guaranteed. Like, you know that people will, like you say, consider or think about, well, will he do that song? Will he do those list of songs that he just released in that beef? And because of that, more people will watch and they'll make it more of a thing. You saw with the announcement, that already became a thing just because of the beef itself. The announcement normally would not be a thing like this.
Announcement is a big deal.
No, but if he would do an announcement for something like this, it would not be as big of a thing as it would not be without the beef.
Oh, yeah.
The beef has made this announcement more of a thing than it should be, I think. And they wanted that. That is the reason why they picked him. And that's, if you want to make money, that's a fair reason to do it. I'm not discrediting that. Culture-wise, music-wise, it would have been more interesting if they chose a Wayne or somebody like a Wayne from that area. Like, that would have been doper. But we're gonna see what that is gonna be. I don't know if we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl because it's music, just music. We're gonna see if we're gonna, unless it has some kind of impact on wider things, just gonna let it go. Finally, shortly, you were talking about this before we recorded as well. Threads and X are getting weird and interesting. Like X for me is dead. It's just
it's not dead.
To me, it's just, I only see Elon. I see some random memes that don't mean anything and are not connected to anything and just random shit. And I see OnlyFans shit. That's all I see there. I don't see people.
I don't see. This is very different from Instagram.
Threads.
Or Threads.
On Threads, I don't see any of that.
You don't see OnlyFans girls?
No.
Okay. Instagram, you see OnlyFans girls. Yeah, fine.
On Threads, it is actually conversation. The one thing that I'm getting at here is I don't see conversations in X anymore. I don't see people actually talking about shit. I see topical shit. I see sometimes like, this shit happened here in the world. That should happen here.
Well, Threads is active. It's just it's all dating drama debates.
It is so hilariously dumb.
That's what that all is.
It is early Twitter.
Yeah,
it is early Twitter feeling now, and I'm waiting for the chronological feature where I can just see my feed as shit is coming in instead of the. I hate that algorithmic suggested shit, but Threads is looking. I'm slowly taking back shit I said about Threads earlier. It is actually looking interesting, entertaining, but I want to be able to.
The toxicity is coming there.
Yes,
which is why it's doing better. I think they started pushing that more now. They didn't do it in the beginning because he promoted it as a nicer Twitter, so that you can't get away with that. But now you see the toxic debates and the man versus woman shit and all this gender dating debate thing. I saw one that went crazy. This girl posted a text where she asked a dude that was coming over to her apartment for like a second date to help her place a paper holder. So, like the paper towel holder. Mm-hmm. She asked him, when you come over, by the way, can you help me place it, fix it?
Yeah.
And the dude texts back like, that you asked me, that kind of grossed me out now, so I'm not going to date you anymore. I'm not coming, but, good luck. And she posted a screenshot of that. And then the comments...
People went wild.
Comments go crazy. Just absolutely crazy. This is why I don't date. This is what's wrong with men. Huh?
Would you?
Would I come help you place something?
Second, how many days were it?
Second date.
Oh, no. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Let's set the premise correctly. If we're gonna do this, let's do it correctly. Okay. It's the second date. You're going over to this girl's house to have dinner or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She texts you before you arrive. Maybe you're about to leave.
Yeah, okay. Good. Go.
By the way, when you're here, can you help me place a paper towel holder. So think about like when you're in the bathroom, you know, the paper towel, you have this holder that's in the wall, right? That has to hold it. The 2 screws, 4 screws, if you can help. Dude text back like, he said something along the lines of, let me think about it. I can bring these to the pod if you want. I got plenty of them, right? Let me think about it.
Next time, bring a couple, yeah.
Let me think about it. I'll see how I feel when I'm there, right? And then he quickly texts after that, you know what, actually, I'm pissed off now. I'm grossed out. I'm grossed out was the word he used. That you asked me that. I always had to do shit myself. People, I never help me with shit, so I don't feel like I have to help you. So, you know, good luck. I'm not coming and do your thing.
That response for me is wrong.
The response was toxic.
For me, I would help, but after that, I would slowly fizzle out.
Really? You about that life?
I'm not. If it depends on whether this is the first time I get to your house.
It's the first time.
Yeah, no, I fizzle out.
Okay, why?
I don't know you. Second date. I'm trying to know who you are.
Yeah.
Trying to get to know you, and you're already putting me on chores and shit.
No, well, okay. I'm hearing you out. Yeah.
I want to have. First, I want to have an introductory phase, like figure out who you are, and then we can.
You had a date. You had a first date.
I don't know. I know your name. I know you like this color. I know you like to talk about some shit. I do not know who you are.
I'm listening.
Like, I need to figure out, what are you as a person? Like, do I want to interact with you for longer term? Like, I do not know.
I'm listening. I'm processing.
First time in your house, and you're already telling me, like, yo, can you fix? No, I'm good. I'm good. I will not be like him texting like that. But from that moment on, that's like a notch in my mind where I start to go, okay.
Here's the thing, and then I'll get the comments. I wish I could find.
You don't know any other friends, people that you're more close with?
I wish I could find. The comments were nuts. We can do this next time. I'll bring some more.
No, sure. Like we can. But for me, like, this is a thing where you don't know anybody else in your life that you're cool with that can do this for you or whatever. Hey, if it needs to happen, it needs to happen, and I will help.
Okay, so here's why I differ.
But okay, go.
And I'll get it because my beef was with the comments, not with the girl.
No, the comments sound.
So my perspective was this: based on how she asked it, and what to me it matters how you ask, what you ask. Fair. So for me, the one thing that was key said, "Come and help me do it." She didn't say, "Come do it for me." So we're gonna do it together.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I can clarify that.
That helps.
That to me matters. It's like, okay, then it's like a cute little, we're gonna put this thing. I actually have done this. I have gone to a girl's apartment once.
Second date.
Yes, it was actually literally the second one. She didn't tell me to do anything, but when I got there, she had this like chair that was half made. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "Yeah,
no, but that's different.
I can't put it together." And then I was like, "Oh, I'll put it together." And I made fun of her for not being able to do it because it's funny.
Yeah.
And then that.
Yeah.
That's fine. But
with my girl as well, like the washing machine was stuck, or at the bottom the sock was stuck in there. But that was a couple dates, and we were dating for like a month or two.
Mine was a second.
Yeah, but if you cannot get out of it at all, and you ask me nicely, like, yo, I'm stuck, I'm worried, I'm stressing, I need to do this and blah, 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 I'll come help. It will be a thing in my mind, but I helped her out with that. That was no problem. Second date though? And if like what you say very much matters. How you ask is very important.
But I also ask am I coming to redecorate your apartment or what are we doing?
True.
If you ask me it's a paper holder, you want me to hold the thing or screw, that's fine. If you're telling me to go, I will never
react like he did.
Help you move your sofa or some wild shit. Like, well, no, I'm not doing all that.
No,
that's not going to happen. Here's where the comments went absolutely fucking nuts. There were two sides, but one side was very dominant. Who do you think was more dominant in the comments, men or women?
I assume men.
It was women.
Oh, wow. I assume men were...
The women went crazy.
Men said, oh, no problem.
There was a couple men who tried to hold it down. I said... There was a couple dudes who were like, yo, why does my guy have to, No, but
my question is, do you not know anybody? But
the women were like, yo, this is why men today are losers. This is why I don't date. He probably doesn't know how to do shit.
I'm so happy
I'm
not
seeing
it.
Probably useless.
I'm so happy I'm not seeing it.
It was crazy. I was like, yo. And the comments of girls like, my boyfriend on the first date came over and fucking changed my oil and changed my tires and fixed my house, right? And that's how it should be.
No,
wait,
I would never talk to you again.
Wait.
I need to maintain your car on the first.
The amount of comments
I will never date you.
Like, I had a guy come fix the walls, do this, and they were proud of it. And I was like, that's a bit usy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a bit, and they were like, I was like, you use these dudes, or you're proud of that. That's kind of iffy.
It is very iffy to me.
But there was a lot of women who felt like, no, that's how it should be. You're a man. So if I need you to come fix something, you should just come. Even if I'm not your girlfriend yet, I'm not your wife yet.
I don't know you.
Right? You should just come do that. And the problem with society today is that men don't do that type of stuff.
Did she say how she met this dude?
In the original post?
Yeah.
No, it was like a small thing.
Because that to me also matters. If I meet you off a dating app, that's the very first, the second time I will actually see your face. If I have met you before in a bar, we have talked, blah, blah, blah. We have talked over time and we do a couple of dates. We have done a date. That's different because I already know you somewhat. There's so much nuance.
For me, the entitlement was the problem.
The entitlement is wild.
I'm not saying you shouldn't help people. I'm not saying I wouldn't help. It depends on what it is.
I would help, but I would not be happy about it.
It depends on what it is. No, I would be comfortable saying no. Depending on what it is, I say no, I'm not doing that. I would have no problem saying no. Yeah, but this is small.
This
is the paper towel holder I would have done.
But if like the examples you gave, like yo, change my oil.
There was girls, and then I was one who even posted a picture, and now we've been married for 10 years, so she posted a picture of herself and the dude in the comments, and I was just like, this dude looks unhappy.
I was about to ask.
I was just like, I looked at him and was like, you look like you just lost.
Yeah, we need to take a couple of these.
But I was like, it was just listen, I might find one. That's all. The algorithm gives me only that.
Threads is weirdly hilarious. What I like about Threads specifically, and you said that before as well, it's hella local. I don't like Instagram is good in that with that shit apparently. It's so Dutch. I see the Dutch shit and I see the Dutch fuckery and the dumb shit that the Dutch people are talking about, and it's just hilarious to see as well.
Yeah. It's a very unique place. It's become a very unique place, and I think it's going to only
I see like that's the thing. Instagram is very good at that stuff as well. I see very specific stuff for me because now with the DJing stuff, I see a lot of that kind of things and a lot of people discussing those kind of things. But I don't see the relationship.
Things, I know that people make them up just for engagement.
Oh,
right. So I don't think it's always true. But
I see a lot of engagement farming as well on Threads. It's, I would say, actually on the same level as it was on X, from what I remember. And on X, a lot of the stuff that I mentioned before from X, like the memes and the Elon shit and the OnlyFans things are also engagement farming. So that is not surprising to me at all. I just see a shit ton of videos. I don't see a lot of posts. That's maybe Threads? Yeah, maybe that's what I react to a lot. But I see a lot. Like if you see
I
my
see
Threads,
mostly posts. I barely see videos actually.
It's like a shit ton of videos.
Are you use it on your phone? Or what do you use it on?
Both, phone and laptop. When I don't want to work or I want to take a break mentally, I just scroll on this shit for a second. I used to do that on X, but no. No, Threads is hilarious, and I'm slowly taking back all this stuff that I said before. Like I said it was weird. I said that it was a bad platform and it was not enough fuck shit on. But clearly they're amping their amount of fuck shit. They're slowly bringing that shit back, so I'm cool with it. You seeing some shit already, or is it still
No, I'm seeing
what?
I'm seeing all sorts of crazy shit. I've seen a lot of shit that I don't want to bring up here, so that's why I'm like,
let's bring something next time. We were cool on that.
Yeah.
Let's wrap up for today. This is already a long one. We were the Triangle Man. I'm Jeffrey.
Oliver.
And thank you for listening. We're gonna possibly start putting clips and stuff on a different YouTube channel. Please, when you see that, subscribe, follow, like, all that kind of good stuff. And you can find the full episodes on Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere else where podcasts play. Also on YouTube Podcasts, which is a new thing. Yeah, we're going to have a new channel for clips and takes. And we will share that next time, what the name exactly is and where you can follow and like. And thank you for listening. Peace.